This is episode S, Sustainability, with co-host Rachel Rosero. This is A is for Adversity, a podcast about navigating the obstacles in life. Thanks for joining us this season as we talk about how a community can help. I'm Jen.
And I'm Rachel. We're here to be a part of your community this year as we learn together.
Hey, I have our co-host Rachel with us today.
Good to be back.
Yes. Thanks for doing this with us. And I told them last week that we would report on our murder mystery that's coming up in a few weeks. So that'll be good. Stay tuned.
So excited to talk about it. It'll be really fun.
Yes. But today we're talking about sustainability and how that's important in a community and what we can do as a community to help that. And so we'll just kind of give some practical takeaways and hopefully it sparks some more ideas in your mind of what you can do to contribute.
Yeah, I really love the concept of sustainability in general, and when Jen brought this up as an idea, as something that also pertained to a community, like I really loved it, and we talked about it because we both liked that concept, and we were thinking about it more, and it's just the idea that, you know, when you promote sustainable practices within the community is stronger, and you're able to maintain the health of the community better. So one of the things I think of is that recently we had a day of service, and that was promoted by like the local church group, and they went around and they cleaned out storm drains and cleaned up some parks that were nearby. There was like they gathered like humanitarian items to make humanitarian kits. And I think those are such important things to just like be a part of, because first of all, it's helping to keep your community clean. And it's also a time that you can meet people in the community and you can have, develop those friendships if that's something that you're needing to grow.
For sure. And just the opportunity to even serve and give back in the community that you live in is huge.
Yeah, I've loved it. And so as we were talking about some of the thoughts within this topic of sustainability, one of the things I really loved and that I was thinking about is that here in Daybreak, another thing that they do, one of the things that I really like is that they have community yard sales. So there's 2 or 3 times a year where you're allowed to do a yard sale, and it's, the HOA doesn't allow yard sales other times, but it actually is a really, really great practice, because then when everyone does a yard sale on the same days, and so everybody is out, and you go around, and you know that you're going to be able to find like lots of yard sales, like more yard sales than you could possibly hit. It's tons, and it's actually super fun for me. Like I love just being out and about. But again, you're with your community. You're out, you're like with people, you're able to talk to people, say hi, and it's like kind of a friendly, fun atmosphere. But again, it's promoting these sustainable practices. It's helping within the community to make things more accessible and to promote lessen the waste that we're creating as a community, and to just help in general with those who need it as well, on the side of the seller and the buyer in a yard sale situation. That's why we all love them.
Yeah, and as we were talking about this, Rachel said that she'd love to mimic this practice if she does move out of Daybreak or if she's in another neighborhood, because, again, it's just been so beneficial to both the community and those who come to the yard sales.
Yeah, and honestly, all you would need, even if you just had one neighbor who wanted to just do a yard sale with you on the same day every year, I mean, if you're consistent about it, your neighbors are going to know, and you can advertise it a little bit better, and it can help you prep for it, because it's not always easy prepping for a yard sale and making sure that you're like, okay, I'm going to gather everything. I'm actually going to do it, So you could do it within within a couple neighbors, or within your church group, like your local church group, or within even just whatever group you have that's nearby you, so that you could agree to do yard sales on the same day. And I think it's been a real success here. So it's definitely something that I would try and continue wherever else I go.
For sure. Another thing we were talking about is contributing to the welfare of the people that are close to you. And this is especially important within a community because you're first needing to connect to be aware of the needs that are around you. And that takes a level of vulnerability that's not just something you always share when you're needing help, and it can be uncomfortable to ask for help. But I feel like if you're close to those around you, or if you've at least gotten to know them, there's a level of mutual understanding or some sort of relationship there that you are able to be open and accepting. There was a situation in Daybreak about a year ago where a house caught on fire, and the neighbor's house was also affected with smoke damage, and the community was just so invested in helping this family. They ran right for help and just gave gift cards and food and clothes and whatever was needed. A few people opened their home to them and offered as a place to stay, and it was just huge to see this community coming together and pouring out all of this support. And as is the case with funerals and tragedies, it's like sometimes it takes that to bring a community together, but other times it's just spontaneous and people are cheering each other on in the good times too.
Yeah. And I mean, the point is that when we're serving the people within our community, we're maintaining the health of the community in a way, you know. That's kind of what we were mentioning is this is important to, you know, if a community is stronger and more capable of providing the things that we need. For example, even just like book clubs or parks that are safe and good places to bring our kids, you know, those types of things. It's easier for a community to provide that if it's a healthy community, right? And that's what we're here for. That's what we do. We're here to make sure that people feel safe in the community and feel protected and like they're part of a community. And that's all, you know, when we're serving each other in that context, that's just bringing that sustainability to the community. I mean, it's a different way of thinking about it, but it's all about like keeping the health of the environment, of the community itself, of the people within the community. Anyways, that's just how I like to think about it when I'm kind of considering it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that sustainability can be relevant in all those situations. You know, it just brought to mind emotionally or financially, or, you know, just that level of support that a community needs and thrives on.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, in the same line as the house fire that happened here, I've mentioned in a previous episode that one of my big communities is my dance class that I go to. It's like a dance fitness class, and I go to it regularly, and there's a lot of other women and a few men who also go there regularly, and we've gotten to know each other quite well, and it's become a really good group of friends. And recently, so my sister-in-law is the one who leads the dance class, and she announced at the beginning of a class that there was somebody who had lost their home. They were leaving an abusive relationship, and she needed help. And she didn't tell us who it was. She's like, they've been to these dance classes before. They're not here today, but they've given me permission to say, like, they need help. They're living in a one-room place. They don't have any furniture. They don't have anything. You know, they need help. So whoever wants to donate. And I mean, she got, you know, this community came together and donated furniture and money and gift cards and things to get this woman on her feet with her kids, you know. And it was something that's special, and it helps that to be something that can last, you know. It helps that group be something that even if that dance class doesn't, I mean, at some point maybe somebody's, you know, not going to be leading that dance class, or people will move away, but that is something that we'll have, you know, is that that bond that we have together by like serving together and being served.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of times people are looking for opportunities to serve, whether they know it or not. You know, it feels good to serve, and it feels good to know how you can serve. So that's great that she brought it up and was comfortable asking. Another aspect we were talking about was just supporting local, and I've seen this a lot with networking. It's great to be aware of the small businesses around us and just know what our neighbors do, or, you know, even just the farmers market, or ways that we can keep all the money in our community, just, I don't know, not selfishly, but just as a way to just build each other up and support each other.
Yeah, so just small businesses, that's not selfish at all, you know. I mean, when you think about like small businesses have a hard time of it, no matter what community they're coming from. And so if you choose the ones in your community to support, or ones that, fit within your values, or anything like within that context, it's really helpful to be able to support the businesses that are local to you. Because, if they thrive, the community thrives.
Yeah, for sure. With the holidays coming up, it's also a good time to be aware of any needs that might especially need to be met. I know with the holidays, it's a special time for kids or for people that may not have a lot. And I remember growing up, several families would do the 12 days of Christmas for us, and it was always anonymous, and we'd just have a surprise for us on our porch for 12 days. Or one year we couldn't pay for Christmas and the family provided it for us, and it was just so amazing to be a recipient of that and to know that people are looking out for you and they want it to be a special time of year for you too.
Yeah, it's really a perfect time. This exact thing that we're talking about with supporting our local food banks, supporting food drives and everything. Those are ample at the holiday times, and it's really a good thing to be able to be aware of the needs of your community. And so that's something that, if there's ways that you can be more aware of what your neighbors are doing and what their needs are, what a blessing that is, when you think about it. If you can talk to your neighbors and know who they are, know what their job is, do they have a job, are they in a good place, you're going to be somebody who, even if that's something that's hard for you, you could be somebody else's community in that moment, and you could be a part of keeping your community healthy.
So true. Well, this has been great. It's great to reflect on, and it's, like you said, it's a blessing to even know that we can talk about this and that we are looking for ways to help and ways to support each other, because it just shows how blessed we are and how much abundance there is in the world, and we can pass that along to others.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Rachel. If you're in or near South Jordan, come join us on October 19th for a night of facial skincare. I'm teaming up with Diana Lund of Dialyn Healing Skincare, and I know it'll be a fabulous night. Contact me if you'd like to attend.